The city of Austin is hardly known for blistering winter weather, but in the early hours of January 1st, temperature records are on the verge of being shattered. Light snow flurries begin to sprinkle over the desolate buildings below. The city streets, which were only hours ago filled with the lively cheers of drunken partygoers, are now deserted, with the exception of a lonely figure trudging through the sharp winter air. The man, wearing a black designer suit, stiff white shirt, and dark green tie, seems impervious to the cold bit of winter breeze as he approaches the entrance of the majestic Arcgate Hotel. With each step he takes, the bleak seriousness that emanates from his brooding eyes is becoming much more evident. Standing before the hotel's large revolving doors, he catches a reflection of himself in the polished glass window. What makes a family? Family. Is it the supportive father who swears selfless protection over his home? Could it be the warm mother who patiently nurtures her young? Maybe it's the valiant brother who looks after his siblings, or the obedient daughter who heeds the counsel of her parents. Or is it all just a matter of whose blood you happen to share? Snowflakes collecting on his dark hair and uncertainties clouding his mind, he gazes respondently at the man staring back at him. Trying to extinguish the torrent of anger-fueled emotions pulsing through his body, even though he is certain that judgment is currently skewed, especially after everything that had happened earlier that evening. The man is set in his resolve. Now only moments away from making a decision that would undoubtedly change the direction of his life, the pedestrian enters through the glistening doors and makes his way to the hotel bar, where he eyes the man with whom he had arranged to meet with. "You know, I was prepared to leave you alone after our conversation earlier tonight," says the man sitting at the bar with a glass of scotch in hand. "But after hearing what your father had to say you about, no one can blame you." "I guess I'm just full of surprises," the pedestrian coldly responds. The man at the bar, also dressed in a finely tailored suit, reaches for his briefcase and withdraws a thick stack of documents. "Now, before we go through with what we have discussed, I hope you have fully considered the ramifications of this arrangement," says the man at the bar, still holding on to the documents. "Of course I have," replies the pedestrian. "It's all I have been thinking about for the last 3 hours. You understand that if you go through with this, your father will immediately disown you. Your siblings will hate you, and your mother's heart will be broken?" Aggravation begins to crack on the face of the pedestrian. What happens when the blood is poisoned by pride and diluted by ambition? What becomes of the father's protection, the mother's patience, the brother's valiance, or the daughter's obedience? What becomes of the family? "By that same token," continues the man at the bar intently, "you understand what we both stand to gain." "Yes, I do." The man at the bar slides a stack of documents over to where the pedestrian is now seated, then takes a drink of what's left in his glass of scotch. The pedestrian looks at the papers and reflects on the events of the last 18 hours, since returning home for the first time in 5 years. What becomes of us when the blood that so powerfully binds is no longer thicker than water?